been about 5 months since I retired from professional SC2. Since then, I've been focusing on content creation, coaching, etc. And sometimes I wonder if I still got it. A lot of you people would like to see me try hard. So in today's video, I'm going to be trying out how many NA Grandmasters I can beat in a row. As you can see, we are rank 6 Grandmaster, the perfect MMR to play against the highest pros on NA and GMs. Let's begin. So our first opponent is going to be Maximus. This is someone we lost against in Mass Marine Medevac. Now here I'm going to be doing, a different build, so that's going to be interesting. Now I'm not completely familiar with the professional meta, but I think I have a good idea about how to play still. I do know against Protoss to have the best chance, you usually want to do something weird. Like if you play 2 standard, you make it a bit easier on them. They can probe up, and at this time, Protoss players do know their, their meta. They know how to defend normal attacks. So the way to go is weird stuff. Now he he wants to play me as Zerg because my Zerg is actually pretty good. In case you guys didn't know, my Zerg on NA is actually 5.9k MMR, so it's actually a little bit higher than this guy. But now I'm going to be playing him with my Terran, and I'm going to be doing all my best. Now, I'm going to be starting with a double gas opener here. Because I don't quite know if a proxy is going to be good. I've heard stories about this guy in particular that he is a cannon rusher. And Proxy Reaper actually pretty much loses against the cannon rush. So for that reason, I'm not going to proxy. And as you can see here, he is already attempting to cannon rush me, but in my opinion, cannon rushes are pretty easy to defend, so I don't think I'm going to struggle with this too much. Might pull one more SCV. It looks okay, though. It kind of looks like a fake at this point, because nothing else is going on. Let's see. I'm actually going to check if there's a probe here, and then I'll pull them back. I mean, it is a full pylon that he committed to, so doesn't really look like too much is going to happen. Let's see. Probe is coming back. And yeah, there is the other probe. So he's going to be making 1 cannon there. And I'm just going to be responding by making a bunker on the high ground now. Like, it's actually pretty late at this point what he's doing, right? So I don't think we have to be too worried. I'm actually going to wall this probe off because it looked like he wanted to make cannons here. That's actually a pretty cool move. And then as soon as I'll kill the probes, we're going to be completely fine. Oh, I did target the wrong thing there. I'm not sure what I targeted, but it was not the right thing anyway. So let me actually kill this probe here, get a factory going. And then we should be completely fine. Now, one thing I do need to be careful for is I'm going to cancel that depot. And I need to target this probe instantly if it gets up. Pretty much. Let's see. Target the probe there. And we actually got it pretty fast, so that's nice. Now, this position actually still looks lost. So what I'm going to do here is actually just kind of forfeit and camp the ramp instead. So he can't enter with another probe. And then I think we're still going to be completely fine. There's a chance we lose this factory here. That is the worst case scenario. I almost lost that marine, by the way. That was very close. I'm just going to keep making marines. And since he committed to making 4 cannons, yeah, this is going to... it is pretty committed what he's doing, right? So I just need to make sure our probe doesn't get in. Oh, he can actually hit the CC from there. Now, that is something I didn't think about. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna have to lift out of my base here, which is pretty fine with me. I think he's committing very hard to this, but I actually have enough resources to fly out of my base. I'm gonna be able to make a medevac and stuff like that, so there we go. And now the probe is dead. That is nice. Now I think the best thing I can do here is actually fly to the next base, I think, because this is taking me so much in repairs. Let's see, I want to make 1 more Hellion and 1 more Marine. Yeah, actually we have enough resources now, so this is all perfect. And I'm just going to restart my life over on the 3rd base. I know it looks a bit weird, but I actually think we are completely fine here, believe it or not. This SCV is probably going to die. Let's see, he didn't... Sometimes they wall this off, but he didn't, so that's going to be pretty nice. Let's see. Get all the Marines in here. Should I think I want to hit as fast as possible. No, what did I just do? I want to hit as fast as possible, so I'm actually just going to run the Hellions over ground. I could have elevated these, but I really just want... Huh? Why are you not landing? Okay, that was weird. So yeah, I'm just going to send them over ground so I hit as fast as possible. Should I go for a tank here? That would be the most sensible... Guys, what is going on with all my stuff? Why is everything so mis-hotkeyed? That's very strange. Oh, so he has a cannon over here and 2 gateways. Okay, let me just unload these. Stop moving, please. There you go. Now, if I had an extra Hellion, this would have been really nice, but instead... he does have a cannon already. Actually, does he have a natural? I'm not actually convinced he has a natural here, to be honest. Else he wouldn't have that many units. I'm actually gonna lift my factory and or my barracks and my starport over specifically. And I'm gonna just fly this thingy around. Probably take this as my This is actually like a very weird delayed bomb cloud here. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's no natural there. I guess he's probably gonna all-in me behind this. So my best chance here is just to make another barracks, I would say. Maybe I'll get a tech lab on it even. Now he is also... No, he's actually, he can probably leave there, right? Doesn't look like he is stuck. I don't think a stalker fits there though. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like a stalker wouldn't fit there. So I guess I do need to stay on this high ground. Because he could be warping in stuff. Now actually, there's only one pylon there, by the way. If I could get the target on that pylon... Is that possible, you guys think? Or am I being insane right now? I'm gonna try to get vision with this medevac. Let's see if that is possible. So without getting hit by the cannon. There you go, so I can actually do that. And I can just go like this. I don't think it's gonna kill it in one go. But it's gonna be a pretty good start, actually. How much damage does it do with the lock-on? 400 damage, so it's exactly enough, I think, right? Look at that, guys. And all the cannons are depowered. Oh, that is actually beautiful. Wow. That's way more beautiful than I thought it would be. I thought it probably wasn't gonna die in one hit, but we just got all those cannons depowered all at once. How do I want to continue here, though? I feel like it's very common that they'll go for DTs after something like this. So I might have to get an E... Oh, I already got an eBay, oops. I was considering getting a Raven too. Feels a little bit expensive, though. Now, there's actually been a really funny game. I said it was going to be easy to defend the cannon rush. And this is probably the hardest I've ever struggled with a cannon rush, at least in like the last year. So that is perfect timing for me to deliver that commentary. But I didn't want to give up that easily, and I think we're still fine. The only thing that's difficult here is that I can't really read what he's doing. So the build I'm doing here is insanely weird. I still think it's fine for me. And the main reason I think that is because he made 3 cannons. I thought it was 4, but he made 3 cannons. And he basically walled himself in with 2 gateways, so his progression is also going to be very, very slow. Now, he could still do any... I actually might as well make this CC here at this point, right? Instead of taking that weird 4th base to the... Or yeah, 4th base natural to the right side. I think this is probably a little bit smarter. Now, I can't really afford it, though, with all these freaking, you know, units that I'm building on very few bases. Now, I wonder if I can finish this on 1 base. I'm not sure if it's smart, but I guess I'm already kind of going for it. At the same time, I was scouting for these corner bases. Let's see what's going on up here. Oh, that seems like a free unit to me. Oh, he does actually... Oh, the target fire on that was very lucky for him. But yeah, luck is sadly a big factor here, so nothing we can do about that. Well done by him, and that means that we are probably going to lose this game. But I'm not gonna give up just yet. Yeah. I'm gonna actually... I want to watch this replay to see how he did it. Because Cannon Rush is actually a terrible build against Terran, so I'm really wondering if he maybe figured something out that makes it worthwhile to do, or if he's just doing it despite it not being that great of a build. Now, the fact that he's fighting here is insane for us. He's gonna lose all of those units most likely. He does have a few more to back up. He's still absolutely insane for fighting this, by the way. This is not a good fight for him at all. And I think we just killed like 10 Stalkers or so. And the sad reality of it is that I'm just on 1 base, so I can't... I guess if I salvage that bunker, I can afford this. Now, when is the normal timing and Nexus mines out? Or like, you know, just the main base, really. When is the normal timing that mines out? That would be really nice to know. Now, you can tell here from the lack of gases that he was pretty all-in. I did scout... His Stalkers were on the high ground there. So... It kind of appeared as if he would have that base, but I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure my Hellion drove straight over it. Oh, yeah, what do I do now with my money? Do I... do I add more barracks? Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense when I'm in this few bases, right? Doesn't feel quite right to me. I feel like this is a moment where you could SCV pull, but I don't want to do it because he has all these production... or all these defensive buildings, rather, in his natural already. Feels like I would kind of be walking into a death trap a little bit. Now, I do think I can move out because my army is looking decent. Let's see. I guess I'll just stim one of these guys forward. It's always scary to move out against Protosses with Blink, because you never know. They might actually have, you know, a Blink Stalkers running into your base or so. Now let's see what he has here. Does he have the base? He does not have the base. He does not have anything at home, actually. That is interesting. Okay. So he is going to come from this angle. He doesn't actually have a huge army, to be fair. So he is taking an extra base. We can tell that now. I'm just going to get in here, though. I know he probably wanted me to fight him, but I'm actually just going to get in here and kill all of his workers. There we go. I don't need to make sure my units fight together. There we go. Zealots are going to die pretty easily. Stalker was at the front. That is actually super nice. He's doing some good micro, but I think I just have enough units here. And I think he might have actually messed up this game with that attack on my side of the map, guys. Because this did not look like a game we could have won until he did that. And now I traded amazingly, plus I actually got my base up. Sad part is that I wasn't able to make Widow Mines at this time. But this would already be a really sick game one for this episode. By the way, guys, I didn't mention it because it appeared that we were losing, but... if this would somehow turn into like, you know, me winning 30 games in a row, I'm not going to put that all in one episode. You guys would have 10 episodes instead, so, you know, if the video ends, doesn't mean that I lost. It could also just be... Wait, why did he overcharge that? Huh? That was weird. It could also just be that we won all the games and I decided to cut the rest for the next episode. Little bit of micro here. And we are going to be able to close this game out, which is fantastic. There we go. GG, well played. And that was an absolutely impossible victory for the first game, which is fantastic. Now, let's see what the supply looked like after he jumped my army. So let's see how many probes he had, first of all, right? So he had... not that many probes. The only difference here is that he actually has the Nexus. His army is insane. He has 3 gateways, actually. Not 4 that I thought. So he was just spamming Stalkers like crazy on 3 gates. Which is a really good move by him. I'm not sure if he realized that I had no CC or not. But considering my strategy, that was a really good move by him. And then I got really unfortunate here that the first... I thought it was going to be the Cyclone. But the first unit he targeted was the Medevac. So I lost the Cyclone inside. And after this... this game is gonna be completely over. You can see here, you know, 35 probes against a Terran that is sitting here sadly on 1 base. He's even gonna have +1 attack on those. But then this was the big blunder. He had 11 Stalkers against 10 units. And he's gonna walk away with 3 of them. So I think I killed 8 Stalkers unless he warped in more. And here you can see it even further. 3rd Nexus against 1 base. I was completely dead. Fantastic comeback for game number 1. Let's keep it going. Alright, we got a rematch, okay. Now, I would really like to do a Proxy Reaper against Protoss. I'm just really afraid that we're getting a Cannon Rush again, because Proxy Reaper should be a free loss against Cannon Rush. That's what I'm so scared of. And this is even a better Cannon Rush map. Now, maybe I should just go for the double gas I wanted, because last game was crazy anyway. And then, if he Cannon Rushes me again, I can prove to you guys that it sucks against Terran. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've proved it many, many times throughout my challenges, but, you know, I wouldn't like to have to eat my words last game. Playing such a difficult game against a Cannon Rush opener. That would be very, very tragic. Now, this map is actually really good for it because you can... basically, you can even start cannons here, right? You build one here. And then you can build one there and it's covered afterwards. And it's really sneaky. Like, it's actually like, who would scout there in the back base, you know, for a cannon? You can also do a proxy Void Ray from there. Now, what's funny is that when I played it with my Zerg, he was like a very hardcore macro player. Like, he basically... went super fast triple Nexus and just sat in his base forever. Yeah, quite literally forever. Just maxing out on carriers and stuff. So it's quite funny that it was so different this time. Now, since he always cannon rushes, or I heard that he's a cannon rusher and he's building a pylon again, I'm actually just gonna treat it like it's real no matter what. Last time what happened is I pulled my SCVs away and then it happened because it looked like a fake and then it actually wasn't a fake. So I'm gonna go ahead here and scout for the extra probe. There we go, yeah. So it is actually a cannon rush again. We did find that out now. Probably can pull some extra workers to the low ground already. There we go. Even more should be fine here. He's gonna actually take a lot of damage on those. There we go. Target that probe. There we go. That probe is dead. Every cannon is dead. And this rush is already officially held. And there we go. Very glad I could prove to you guys that cannon rush sucks against Terran. They're making up for the last game. There you go, guys. I told you. I wasn't lying. Cannon rush sucks against Terran. Guys, don't cannon rush my lovely diamond Terrans. Please leave them alone. As you can see here, it sucks. Don't do it again. And for us, let's move on to game number 3. Here we go, play against Jon Snow. Okay, that's actually one of the pretty high tier NA players. I think these days he's a little bit rusty. I don't think he plays at much, but he used to be one of the absolute best NA players, so this is going to be a good one. Now, I do enjoy how active it is right now, because... yeah, I'm actually queuing these games in like 30 seconds. I know for some of you guys that sounds normal, but if you're a high GM, very often you just have to wait 5 minutes for a game, so this is actually pretty cool. Now, I'm gonna tell him after who I am, because we're pretty good friends, but I've talked about it before. It's really hard for me to have a conversation in chat and with you guys and play the game at the same time, so for now, I'm just gonna leave him alone. I know you guys like me to type with them, but trust me guys, I put so much effort in talking to you guys that it's really hard for me to actually have 2 conversations at once. Now, I have a little bit of a challenge brain problem. So, the first thing I thought of when I saw this map against Zerg was like, I should play Mass Marines. But realistically, I need to think about a build that's actually good on this map, because I forgot that I'm really going hard trying to beat as many NA GMs and pros as I can without losing a single game. Now, it would be funny if I actually end up going without any losses for a while, even though I really should have lost that first game to a strategy I said that sucks as well. Now, Jon Snow is a little bit of a tricky one. I've actually played some close series against him before. I always thought he was quite strong. I remember playing him at, I want to say it was Montreal. It was one of the WCSs, and I think it was in North America. So it could have been probably Austin or Montreal. I'm not sure which one it is. Or I think there was another WCS in Texas, but I'm not completely sure where or how. But anyway, I feel like he's usually a macro player, but he can do a bit of everything. Like a cheese here would also not be that crazy, but we'll see. I think because it's a decent Terran map, it's pretty small, which kind of lends itself to my aggressive style. I think I should probably do a safe opener. Maybe like a fast third with a Banshee or so. Seems about right. At least if he's not doing anything particularly cheesy himself. And I need to keep in mind that I actually need to use all my units to the fullest. Like in a lot of my challenges, I will like not use the Reaper too much, you know, or stuff like that. But now I actually need to remind myself that I need to turn it on completely. I can also go for 2-base Banshee, but I feel like that's just not quite good enough of a build for my taste. I want a little bit more economy. Here we go. I really like to go drone hunting with the Reaper. Yeah, there we go. Need to be careful though. Don't try this at home, guys. Never know when you get stuck. Oh, you actually made 6 Zerglings, which means I can't really deal damage here. I'm just gonna jump out here then. 6 Zerglings, you can actually get away with 4. Normally you make 4 Zerglings, but he made 6, which means he's extra safe. So I'm not gonna risk trying to get too much damage before I get caught by a bunch of Lings. Now, I don't actually have the health to deny the creep tumor. That kind of sucks. But I am gonna be able to sit in front of his base. Now, I actually prefer to not play Banshee. My favorite build is to go for Viking Liberator. So I think I'm actually just gonna go for that, and then I'll just try to scout really well to see if he's doing anything that I need defenses for. That seems like a plan to me. I get my gases up. Just in case you guys think I'm being greedy, by the way, this whole setup I have with a really fast 3rd-CC, delayed Hellions and stuff, this is actually just pure pro meta. Like, if you're a pro, you can survive everything with this build if you scout well enough. You don't have to be a pro for that, but this is just how pros play. You know you can survive anything with this, so you usually try to get away playing like this. And in terms, Zerg economy is good enough to keep up with it, so it's not like I'm gonna get any advantage from playing 3CC. It's more that I would get a disadvantage if I didn't play 3CC, so I'm kind of forced to. Now, I do like playing mech, but overall I believe mech is a little bit weaker than bio. So I'm just gonna go for bio here. And it's also a very small map. On maps like this, you don't want to play mech. So here I'm gonna go for the gases scout. There's no gases here. So we're probably not gonna be Roadsalind. If a Zerg would execute a Roadsalind, you know, perfectly, they usually take 2 gases at 345. So you can scout at about 4 minutes. Usually you check in the natural. It's just logic, because if they take 2 gases, one of them has to be here, right? So that way you can check it pretty easily. And I did already kill his Overlord on my side of the map, so I don't really have to hunt anymore. But I might as well double check. Now I'm gonna go for, I think, 10 Hellions with a Liberator. Try to sync them up. Run by the Hellion, seize the Liberator at the same time. There's a Queen here that's a little bit stranded. Gonna be able to do a lot of damage on that, actually. That is nice. Might even kill it, actually. Oh, that is huge. That was like the one Queen with a Transfuse as well. That is fantastic. And now this Viking here is going to be used to clear the... Actually, that's a little bit misplaced. It's going to clear the path for me. So the Liberator is going to be unseen. There we go. And I also have the Reaper that I can't forget. Let's get double upgrades up as well. It is going to be hard to do all this TVZ stuff in the early game while talking, because there's usually so much going on. Now I need to get my Reaper joined up as well. Liberator's going to go into the main, usually siege set on the edge like that. And we're going to get 2 extra as well. And then the Liberator is supposed to draw the queens, so that my Hellions can come in without being blocked by queens, basically. So now he is probably pulling his queens towards my Liberator, which means there's no queens here. And I can just run in. I have more than enough Hellions to beat that amount of Zerglings, by the way. Because I made extras. Normally Zergs prepare for you to make about 6. Now this Liberator is being attacked, so I'm gonna move it around a little bit. Get these extra drones here. And that is a fantastic amount of damage. And even enough to win the game there. There you go. Oh, actually only 54 supply. How many did I kill? 22 drones killed. Alright, guys. And that's my favorite build against Zerg, I guess. There you can see it happen against a pretty high GM player. 80 supply against 54. I think he was also a little bit distracted APM-wise, because this indicates that our worker count was the same. And Zerg should always have way more drones. But I also killed the Lings, of course. Here you can see the units loss looking fantastic. And then there's another dub. He actually didn't make any spore crawlers, by the way. That's very weird. I feel like Zergs are so good at droning at the pro level that they always make blind spores because they have enough economy anyway. There's usually a spore here. If they see there's no Banshee coming, they move it to the side on the mineral line to cover for medevacs, you know, Liberators and stuff like that. Anyway, that's it for game number 3. Let's keep it going. And alright, the 4th game is going to be against Idra Ling. Okay, that is, I guess, an Idra fan. But he's playing Protoss, not Zerg. So what are we going to do against that? Now, this map is a little bit smaller. I actually, when it comes to proxying, by the way, there's a few kind of proxies you can do. You can do a proper proxy. You can do what is called a fake proxy, build it close to your base. But I think on this map, it's not as good because it's small. And what happens on small maps is players are more likely to make a faster gateway, a faster cybernetics core, so they can get adepts out and stuff. So on maps like this, I would rather play a safe build like double gas, kind of what I've wanted to do in the first 2 games, but I didn't really get to do it. Now I think, I mean, there's very few people that can rush against Terran, so here I think we should finally get the opportunity to actually, you know, do a double gas here. Now I'm not quite sure what his playstyle is. I haven't played against him before, I think. So I guess we're gonna have to scout diligently and react accordingly. There we go, double gas is gonna go up. I think there's only one build that really blind counters a double gas. And that is if they make 2 gateways before the Nexus at home. And the reason for it's a very weird combination. I feel like sometimes those things don't sound logical at all. Because you have more units, you should be able to be good against that double gate, right? But what happens is, double gas means you have less money, but you have a lot of units. So with a double gas build, you don't SCV scout. So you make Reaper, Reaper, Hellion, get your CC down on the low ground. But then, because he's playing double gate, he's going to have 2 adepts. And your CC is still going to be building instead of finished. So he'll just be able to deny your CC. The unit count typically gets overwhelming, so you can't save it, you have to cancel it, and then you're just super, super far behind. I've had this situation, I think, once before, and I was just incredibly far behind. And another time I had it, I actually won, because I knew it was a person who did it, so I expanded on the high ground. You know, a little bit of mind games there. Now, I think this pro probably got recalled, else it would still be annoying me, I think. Or maybe he just doesn't realize that my base is walled off. That is also possible. Now, there's a few different versions of double gas. Yeah, oh no, it didn't get recalled, actually. It was pretending to be recalled. I see how it is. Funny trick. I mean, obviously, I'm going to look for it, so probably not, you know, the most useful trick ever. But there's a few different versions of double gas you can do. You can go for Reaper Reactor. Go for extra fast Cyclone. And the most standard version is what I'm doing, is where you go Reaper, Reaper, Hellion. Basically use your early units to get a guaranteed scout. That's also why I like the build the most. You always get a guaranteed scout off because you have extra Reapers. And then you can just, you know, respond to the tech in whichever way you want. Now, there's no gateways around my base. That is something you always need to take care of. This build is pretty good against proxy gate, by the way, as opposed to proxy, as opposed to 2 gate from home. And the reason there is that you will simply find the proxy because you're going to look around everywhere, and then you'll know you're supposed to keep making units rather than making add-ons and stuff. But now I didn't see a proxy. I guess if the proxy was even further away, it could be problematic, but now I think it's going to be all right. And then you see I'm making a tech lab on the factory. If you play against Twilight, you never want to make a Cyclone. If you play against Stargate, you always want to make a Cyclone. So that's pretty much where you're looking for. You see, it is a Stargate, so I'm going to be making a Cyclone here. And I'm actually going to be double teaming because his adepts are... Oh, I saw his adept come to the low ground. Maybe I can actually bait him a little bit there. Yeah, I'm going to get a really good amount of damage done here, I think. Even for this, killing like 3 or 4 probes is already very good. Like, this is really good damage. I think I killed 5 probes. Maybe 3 with the Reapers and... Or something like that. Yeah, maybe 4 or 5. I'm not quite sure how many. Because I'm not sure if the Hellion killed 1 or 2. I'm not sure if the Reapers killed 3 or 4. But here, because he's playing Stargate and it's a small map, I'm actually going to go for a very fast attack here. Normally, I'm not a fan of fast attacks. But because we're playing on a really small map, I think it's actually pretty good to do. I have my Marines here ready for the Oracle. And what I'm going to do is... He revelated my Cyclone. If you guys don't know what that does, it reveals the Cyclone and the area around it. So I'm going to dodge the Revelation here. And then I'm going to... Well, actually, he went in, so that's fine. But I'm going to come around with the Viking. So I can maybe do a little damage to this Oracle. That's the plan. He's going to go into my main base, but that is not going to do any damage. That is only going to secure those adept kills for me, which I don't mind. Adepts actually don't kill Reapers that fast, or SCVs that fast, because it's a 3-shot. And now we killed a bunch of his units. It's going to be even more clear that we need to be moving across. I'm going to be bringing a few SCVs here. Now, it is a very, very fast attack I'm doing, so this could really go either way. Depending on if you made Phoenix or not, this is going to be good, I think. If he went for Twilight straight away, that means his Twilight tech is just not going to be ready. So that would be good. Oh, he's actually taking a 3rd base as well. Let's see if he has a battery out here. He does have no battery. Oh, that's actually very, very greedy. Now I'm going to have to send this thingy back over here. I'm going to kill a lot of units for free. Here, I'm probably going to kill the Oracle. Okay. Did I? No, I actually didn't get it. That's kind of surprising. Now, he is going for the Twilight, so... Or for the Twilight upgrade, rather. Let's see, I'm just going to lock onto it so I kill it for sure. There you go. And I'm going to use my Vikings to actually kill the Phoenixes. Well, I just back off with the Cyclones, as you can see. Maybe this is even going to survive. Doesn't quite survive, but it's good enough. Vikings are also super good against sentries, by the way. You might not expect it, but sentries are mechanical. Here, pulling the weak Cyclone back. A little bit of a micro mistake there made by me. But it's going to be good enough. The Cyclone is going to survive as well. And at this point, he has no probes left. I do have all these units on 1 HP. Like, quite literally all of them are 1 HP, looks like. So, gonna have to repair these up. But I have enough time, I think, because he doesn't have workers anymore. Slight misrally with the workers by me, by the way. Obviously, those extra SCVs should have been on my natural instead. And I guess, judging by the fact he made a Stalker, it is probably... Okay, so now he's making Zealots. Okay, the Stalker made me think he went for Blink, but now it's pretty clear that it was actually just Charge, else he would never be warping in Zealots this early into the game. And then... Oh, the freaking Oracle is back. That's a little bit annoying. See, can I kill him with some micro? Probably not. But I can distract him enough, so that's already a pretty good start. Let's get the eBay up here. And then I think we have enough units to continue this onslaught. Getting even more workers always good. Like the fact that he pulled his workers so late, or pulled his units so late to help his workers, means we get them all for free. He right-clicked on the Cyclone. Not gonna happen though, because we're in try-hard mode today. And that is gonna secure this game here for us, looks like. Good job on the Oracle by him though. That actually has 12 kills over time. Obviously not as much as if you would kill them in one go. But still really well done. I'm not sure what my barracks were doing there. Slight mistake there. I wonder if he has probes on his third base, actually. That seems the most logical. Else he would probably be surrendering this game, I think. Probably gonna get a turret here in case he's DTs because he's walling off. It is actually a small tip I can give you guys. Obviously here I'm in a fantastic position. But if people start taking like really desperate... Ah, he did have pros, yeah. If people start taking really desperate measures like that, there's usually something going on, such as Dark Templars being warped in, maybe like a hidden base or something being somewhere. So I'm gonna send 2 Marines around the map. There we go. So I don't die to any hidden base shenanigans. And all I have to do is, you know, macro up at home. He actually walled himself in, which means I can kill all these buildings for free, by the way. I know sometimes it sounds smart to get a wall, but here it just means I can kill all of his buildings for free because he can't even reach it, even if he had units there. So there is... Okay, for a second I thought it was a DT, but it's still... Like, the Oracle Micro has been legendary, to be fair. Like, that's way more than you should actually kill with an Oracle. Trying to make more gateways here, but GG, there we go. And it put today's tally at 4-0. Now, like I said, we should have lost the first game, obviously, to that cannon rush. We were super far behind, 1 base against 3. But we were tryharding today, and we made it happen, which is fantastic, which means that there's going to be a part 2 to this. I'm going to make as many episodes as it takes for me to lose, which could be in episode 2, could be in episode 7, to be honest, who knows. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Give this video a like, and I'll see you all for part 2. Adios.